Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm pleased to have you here. Today, we will be discussing calibration of refractometer, a crucial topic in ensuring accurate measurements. This session will cover the basics of refractometer calibration, the tools involved, and the proper procedures to follow. Let's get started and explore how to keep our refractometers properly calibrated for reliable results. Let's take a moment to talk about the objective of routine calibration. The primary goal here is to ensure that our refractive index measurements remain accurate and reliable over time. This is crucial because precise measurements are the backbone of quality control. Additionally, routine calibration helps us stay in compliance with regulatory standards, specifically USP 831 and GMP expectations. Meeting these standards isn't just about ticking boxes, it's about maintaining trust in our processes and products. Another key point is the ability to detect instrument drift during routine use. Instruments can drift or go out of calibration without us noticing immediately, so regular checks help catch any deviations early before they affect our results. Finally, routine calibration is essential for maintaining data integrity during quality control testing. When our measurements are accurate and consistent, the data we generate remains trustworthy, supporting overall product quality and safety. All of these points tie into our broader goal of ensuring that our laboratory operates with precision, compliance, and confidence in every measurement we take. Let's take a moment to look at some key references that underpin our quality and compliance framework. First, we have USP 831, which covers the refractive index, a critical parameter in many pharmaceutical analyses. Then, there are the USP general notices, which set general guidelines and principles to ensure consistency across tests and methods. Moving on, ICHQ2, R1, is fundamental for understanding how we assess analytical accuracy and precision, ensuring our methods are reliable and reproducible. We also rely on WHO TRS guidelines that promote good QC practices, emphasizing the importance of quality control in our processes. Additionally, ISO 9001 and ISO 17025 standards provide a broader framework for quality management systems and laboratory competence. Lastly, EU GMP Annex 15 outlines requirements for quality documentation and validation, ensuring that our manufacturing practices meet stringent European standards. All of these references are interconnected, forming a solid foundation for our quality assurance efforts and helping us maintain the highest standards in our work. Let's talk about how often we need to calibrate our refractometers to ensure accurate readings. Typically, calibration should be done daily or before each use, especially when performing a water check to verify the instrument's accuracy. For more thorough calibration, it's recommended to do it monthly or quarterly using certified standards. Additionally, calibration should be performed after any maintenance or if the instrument has been relocated to a different environment. Now, let's look at the scope and frequency of calibration. This applies to all refractometers used across different stages, whether you're testing raw materials, in-process samples, or finished products. Ensuring proper calibration across these stages helps maintain product quality and compliance. So, consistent calibration is key, not just for accuracy, but for overall process reliability. Now, let's talk about calibration standards, which are essential for ensuring accurate measurements. The USB recommends specific standards that we should use, starting with purified or distilled water, which provides a reliable baseline. Then, we have certified refractive index liquids, which are specially prepared to have known optical properties. Additionally, sucrose solutions that are traceable are used to verify our instrument's accuracy. It's also important to note the standard conditions under which these calibrations are performed. We usually calibrate at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, with a tight tolerance of plus or minus 0.1 degrees. This consistency helps maintain precision across measurements. Furthermore, the wavelength used is the sodium D line at 589 nanometers. This specific wavelength is chosen because it provides a stable and well-understood reference point. All these standards and conditions are crucial because they ensure our measurements are accurate, reproducible, and comparable across different labs and applications. They tie back to our overall goal of maintaining high-quality, reliable analytical results. Now, let's talk about the pre-calibration checks that are essential to ensure accurate results. First, instrument cleanliness is crucial. Dirt or dust can really affect the measurements, so make sure everything is spotless before starting. Next, we need to inspect the prism condition. It should be scratch-free to avoid any distortions or errors in the readings. Temperature stabilization is also key. Allow the instrument to reach a stable temperature, since fluctuations can impact the accuracy. Then, check the calibration status and labels. Make sure the instrument is properly calibrated and the labels are up to date. Finally, verify the validity of reference standards. These standards should be current and within their usable period to guarantee reliable calibration. Remember, all these checks must be documented in the calibration log. It's a vital part of maintaining traceability and ensuring quality control throughout the process. These steps are fundamental to achieving precise and consistent calibration results, which ties back to our overall goal of maintaining high measurement integrity. Now, let's talk about the calibration parameter for refractive index accuracy. The main goal here is to verify that our instrument is providing precise and reliable measurements. To do this, we start by setting the temperature to exactly 20 degrees Celsius, since temperature can affect the refractive index readings. Then, we place distilled water on the prism, as it's a standard reference because of its known properties. Next, we record the RI value displayed by the instrument. To ensure accuracy, we repeat this process using a certified RI standard, which serves as our benchmark. The key acceptance criterion is that the difference between our measurement and the standard should be within plus or minus 0.0002 RI units, or according to the manufacturer's specified limit. This step is crucial because maintaining this level of accuracy ensures the overall quality and reliability of our measurements, aligning with our goal of precise optical analysis. Now, let's take a closer look at the accuracy test. This is a crucial step in our process because it helps us evaluate how well our model is performing. Essentially, we're measuring how accurately the model predicts or classifies data based on the test data set. The key point here is that accuracy gives us a clear metric to understand the effectiveness of our model, how often it's getting the right answer. But it's also important to remember that accuracy alone doesn't tell the whole story, especially if we have imbalanced data. So, when we do an accuracy test, we're not just checking if the model is good. We're also connecting this back to our overall goal of developing a reliable and robust system. By thoroughly testing accuracy, we ensure that our model will perform well in real-world applications, which is ultimately what we're aiming for throughout this presentation. Now, let's talk about calibration using a certified RI standard. This is a crucial step in ensuring our measurements are accurate and reliable. When we calibrate with a certified RI standard, we're essentially using a trusted reference that has been officially verified for its refractive index. This helps us establish a precise baseline for our instrument. By doing so, we can correct any deviations or errors in our measurements, ensuring consistency across different instruments and labs. Remember, the goal here is to maintain the highest level of accuracy, which is fundamental for quality control and validation in our process. Connecting this to the overall theme, proper calibration with certified standards underpins the integrity of our entire analytical process. Let's talk about the repeatability, or precision, check. The main goal here is to verify that our measurement process is consistent. To do this, we measure the same standard 6 times, making sure to record each individual reading carefully. The key point is that we're looking for the measurements to be very close to each other, which tells us our method is reliable. The acceptance criteria for this test is a % RSD, or % relative standard deviation, of 0.1% or less. If our readings stay within this range, it confirms that our measurement process is precise and repeatable. This step is crucial because it supports the overall integrity of our data and ensures that our results are dependable. All right, let's take a closer look at this example and calculation for repeatability. First, the key point here is that repeatability measures how consistent our results are when we perform the same test multiple times under the same conditions. It's really important because it tells us about the reliability of our measurement process. If the results vary too much, then our process isn't very dependable, and that can lead to issues down the line. Now, in this specific example, we've taken multiple measurements of the same parameter. The calculation involves analyzing these results to see how much they differ from each other. A smaller variation indicates high repeatability, which is what we want. This concept ties back to the overall theme of ensuring quality and consistency in our processes. So, by understanding and calculating repeatability, we're essentially validating that our measurement system is stable and trustworthy. Now, let's talk about temperature verification, which we perform routinely to ensure accuracy. The main idea here is to compare the instrument's temperature reading with a calibrated thermometer. For example, if we set the temperature to 20 degrees Celsius, we might observe a reading of 20.1 degrees Celsius. The key point is to check whether this difference falls within our acceptance criteria, which is plus or minus 0.1 degrees Celsius. If it does, then we can confidently say the instrument is within acceptable limits and passes this verification step. This process is crucial because maintaining precise temperature measurements is fundamental to the quality and reliability of our results, fitting into our overall theme of ensuring accuracy and consistency in our procedures. Now, let's talk about system suitability and the daily check procedures. Each day, it's important to perform a QC check to ensure everything is functioning properly. This involves measuring the refractive index of distilled water, which helps us verify the accuracy of our system. Once we have that measurement, we plot it on a control chart, and this trend analysis is crucial. It allows us to visually track the performance over time and catch any deviations early. We define typical limits using statistical parameters, the mean plus or minus 2 standard deviations, which serve as warning boundaries. If the measurements stay within these limits, we're generally in a safe zone. However, if the results breach the mean plus or minus 3 standard deviations, that's a signal for us to take action. It indicates a potential issue that needs investigation before it impacts results. This daily check process is vital because it helps us maintain continuous performance monitoring, ensuring the reliability and accuracy of our system on a day-to-day basis. When we encounter out-of-calibration results, the first and most important step is to stop the analysis immediately. This helps prevent any inaccurate data from impacting our overall results. Next, it's crucial to inform the QC supervisor right away so they are aware and can provide guidance on the next steps. We then need to recalibrate the instrument to bring it back within acceptable limits, ensuring the accuracy of future results. After recalibration, we should assess the impact on the analyzed samples. This helps us determine if any data needs to be reviewed or reprocessed. Finally, we initiate a deviation report and a corrective and preventive action, or CAPA, to document what happened and prevent similar issues in the future. This process is vital for maintaining the integrity of our quality system and ensuring reliable results every step of the way. Let's take a closer look at the documentation process involved in calibration. First, we have calibration raw data, which is the foundational information collected during the calibration process. It's essential that this data is accurately recorded and stored because it forms the basis for all subsequent steps. Next, we move on to calculations, where we analyze the raw data to determine if the calibration meets the required specifications. These calculations help us verify the accuracy and reliability of the equipment. Standard certificates are also a key part of documentation. They provide official proof that the calibration was performed according to industry standards and regulations. These certificates are important for quality assurance and traceability. calibration labels are another critical element. They are physically attached to the equipment and indicate the calibration's status, date, and next due date, making it easy to identify whether the equipment is ready for use. Finally, review and approval are crucial steps to ensure everything has been checked thoroughly and meets our quality standards before the equipment is put back into service. This process helps maintain consistency and confidence in our calibration practices. Overall, comprehensive documentation ensures transparency, accountability, and adherence to quality protocols in our calibration procedures. Let's wrap up with the importance of routine calibration of your refractometer. By regularly calibrating, you ensure that your measurements stay accurate and consistent. This is crucial for meeting the strict standards set by USB and GMP, which are essential for product safety and quality. Accurate calibration also means your quality control data is reliable, giving you confidence in your results. Ultimately, maintaining this consistency helps you deliver a high-quality product every time. Remember, calibration isn't just a routine task. It's a key part of maintaining trust in your manufacturing process and ensuring customer satisfaction. For further support, please contact us. We're here to help you with any questions or additional information you might need. Don't hesitate to reach out. Your success is our priority. Thank you very much for your time and attention throughout this presentation.